Yes, everyone, good morning. Welcome back to Forever United TV. Welcome to Match Day here from FUTV. Building up to the game. We will be doing an extra show later on for that, and we'll talk a little bit about it in the show this morning as well. Obviously, you've got to, with it being the first game of the season. Everyone's excited. Transfer news coming first, though. And yeah, there is a major headline there on the thumbnail and in the title. I'm gauging where you were at as Manchester United fans. I seen this story this morning and I thought, you know what? Let's ask the question. I have a lot of other stuff going on regarding important transfer stuff as well to talk about today, but I'm going to start with David De Gea coming back to Manchester United. There's an exclusive story. As I always say, the Sunday morning papers never fail with the crazy stories, and yes, it may seem far out there, it may seem like it's completely unlikely, but I just want to gauge where the fan base is at and go through this story and talk about what's actually been happening, the secret talks that are apparently there, cryptic clues from David De Gea, and obviously the whole love story and that fairy tale ending for David De Gea, going away, being mistreated by Ten Hag, and then coming back to save Manchester United in their hour of need and be the man that sees them through to European glory by the end of this season. I know, it's far-fetched, but still, it's match day and I can do what I want. It's my channel. By the way, I haven't had chance, and I'm not going to have chance to say thank you to everybody for all of the birthday messages. So right here, right now, thank you, everybody. I got a load last night. Confusion as to when my birthday actually was throughout the week has been the talk of the town in terms of the chats. It is today, match day. I'm hoping that the Reds can do it for me today and get us the 3 points later on. But thank you to everybody in the chats, and there is 5 gifted memberships for you all as well. Whoever picks them up right now, go for it, everyone. Again, massive thanks to everyone. And yeah, let's crack on with the show, shall we? And this report's about David De Gea. By the way, Rasmus Sancho and Martin Hjulmand updates to come. One important one from Fabrizio Romano this morning as well, so stay tuned for the important stuff. Is David De Gea important? No. Is it a real story? Could this actually happen? Well, of course it could. Reading into this exclusive from The Sun, it actually says that in his contract at Fiorentina, there is a release clause for him to leave for a minimal amount, is what he said in the story. Hey, David De Gea, with the cryptic clue on social media after the game against United last weekend, our paths may meet again. Everyone getting excited. You know where I'm at with the social media garbage, to be honest, when players are doing stuff. By the way, did you all see Carlos Balaba's post that was taken down, deleted? I'm a Balaba. Did you see that one? Social media, honestly, it is the key to knowing what's going on in the transfer window, isn't it? And yeah, Balaba at it as well. David De Gea on this story also talking about what his future might hold for him. 34 now, David De Gea, and obviously still got plenty of years left to run. Honestly, if I had to take another 2 years of David De Gea in goal, so I know what kind of goalkeeper we've got, well, we sort out a permanent number one. I'll go for it. No problem. It's up to him. Obviously, his wages are not going to be that high, and I don't know if Ineos would do anything like this, but apparently there has been talks going on behind the scenes of a potential return for David De Gea. Obviously, the players know him well. He fits in at Manchester United. He knows what Manchester United is. He's worked under Sir Alex Ferguson. He knows levels, he knows standards, and obviously he's still a very good keeper. I was all for David De Gea leaving Manchester United. I thought it was time for a change. I've never changed my mind on that, and I never will go back on that. I thought it was right at the time, but unfortunately for Manchester United, we just brought in the wrong goalkeeper, completely wrong goalkeeper in Andre Onana. And I would love to see David De Gea come back in and push Andre Onana aside. Do I see it happening? Not really. I don't know what wages David De Gea is actually on right now at Fiorentina, and I don't know what he would take at Manchester United. It'd have to be substantially lower than what he was on before, though, because he was on over 300 grand a bleeding week. But that's one way of starting a contract out, isn't it? Cheap transfer fee and bring you back in a couple of years later on absolute reduced wages. So, no, I've said before, and I said it last night, talking about the Seny Lamens situation also, Manchester United will only bring a goalkeeper in if one of Onana or Bayende leaves the football club. And I think which player leaves in terms of them too will depend then, well, obviously, the player we bring in will be dependent on which one of them two leave. As in, if Bayende leaves, it'll be a number 2 type keeper. Onana, highly unlikely at this moment now, a number 1 goalkeeper. If David De Gea comes in on cheap wages, there's no way that he would be sitting second fiddle to Andre Onana. The fan base would absolutely do its nuts. And I think that I think would be the pressure of Manchester United bringing him in. And low wages are definitely, well, he'd be a lot lower than what he was on when he was at United previously, but I think he'd be in line with something like what Andre Onana is being paid, £100 and some £1,000. That's it. Look, I'm gauging the fan base. At the moment, we've done a poll as well this morning on this one. It's been running for 9 minutes. Would you take David De Gea back at Manchester United? We're creeping up to the 1,000 vote mark. Get involved in the poll, everybody, and vote on this. 88% of you have said, yes, you would take David De Gea back at Manchester United. I think we'll take anyone right now over Andre Onana. That's where we're at, isn't it? This is the situation we're in at Manchester United right now. Anyone seems better. And I think that is obviously playing a big part in this poll and what people are actually thinking. Because when you break it down, bringing in a 34-year-old goalkeeper right now doesn't seem like it's the right thing to do, does it? You're looking to move forward. The whole shape of Manchester United and what Ineos are trying to build is younger players for the future. But like I just said, Manchester United could use David De Gea for a couple of years while the likes of Vitek and Harrison come through. Like we said last night, another man of the match performance for Radak Vitek for Bristol City. Going away into a smaller European league, no disrespect, and then coming back to the Championship is a big step up, and he is absolutely loving life at Bristol City at the moment, and he's shining. So could we actually be trying to hold off until next season for Vitek to come in at Manchester United? And remember, on that, I always said he has just signed a brand new contract, keeping him at the club for another, I think it's another 3 years actually, till 2028. So United showing commitment behind him, and obviously I think experience in the Championship is massive, and that step up, pretty much like what City are doing with James Trafford, that sort of scenario right now. So yeah, I think right now Manchester United feel comfortable in what they've got coming through in terms of goalkeepers. I just feel like they're not comfortable with what might happen this season. I've seen Samuel Luckhurst before match day today reported in the MEN saying that secretly Manchester United are aiming for a top 6 finish this season. I don't know where. I mean, you could say that is minimal requirement. I think that is a big jump for Manchester United. I do believe that United can get 5th. I really do. I think we're better than. I think we're better shapes than Newcastle and Aston Villa, and what they're Villa definitely. We just got to get past the mid-table teams, and you've seen how difficult it was with some of the games yesterday. Some teams really standing up, like Fulham against Brighton, good result for them. Burnley held out all right against Spurs for a while, but in the end, Premier League quality shone through. Don't even able to really say that with Richarlison scoring goals, but look, that's that step up. And obviously Sunderland, I mean, yeah, some big surprises and very, very good teams from what we've seen so far on show. Manchester City setting their mark. I'll talk about all of that in football talks right after this show as well, everybody. But I'm going to get into the comments section on David De Gea first of all, just to see where you're actually at, everybody. So get your comments in there, please, everyone. Let me know what you think. Would you take David De Gea back at Manchester United? That is a story going around in the morning tabloids this morning. Sunday papers at their finest. But is it a reality? Could this happen? Are Manchester United prepared to go back? Again, Ineos could get away with this now because they didn't do this deal. This was done at the last actions of Murto and Arnold, I think, was David De Gea's call. A player that you could have actually just kept there at the football club a little bit longer and not go out and waste money on Andre Onana. You could have saved money on Andre Onana and gone and got a striker that we needed or a midfielder that we needed. We could have gone and bought Declan Rice, but we bought Mason Mount and Andre Onana instead. Them two players alone adding up to around about 90+ million quid, when we could have really been pushing it out to get Declan Rice in at Manchester United that summer. And he would have come to United if we'd have shown an interest. But no, Murto and Arnold, alongside Erik ten Hag at the time, decided that United needed Mount, another 10, and another goalkeeper when we had a 10 and we had a goalkeeper at the time. It's not Ineos' mess. Could they go back on it and just say, well, we didn't make that decision. We probably wouldn't have made that decision at the time. And now we're going back on that and trying to fix it. It's because all we are doing right now is fixing the absolute crap show which was created from the previous ownership. So that, I think, is something they could get away with. A lot of fans would always say, we're never going back, we're never going back. Rudvesh in the chat says, we'll take David De Gea back, sell both Onana and Bayende and keep academy keepers as backup for a while. if you can sell Baindir and Onana. That's the only problem in it, Rudresh, mate. It's getting rid of the players we don't want right now. Kennedy says, if Man United can't get a new and young goalkeeper, let's get De Gea. Vitek and Harrison are the future, says Stephen. They are indeed. Graham Hunter says, I would take him back all day long. What's better, a keeper that can make saves or a keeper that can't kick a ball? De Gea's distribution isn't the finest, let's just say. Shot stopping, no. Let's just say, for instance, would David De Gea have done better in, let's just say, the Nottingham Forest game? You know the goals I'm talking about at home. The Brighton game at home. Would he have done better in them games and saved us points? Yes, I do. Is he more comfortable on the ball than Andre Onana? I think so. Not the best, though. And I always had a problem with De Gea's feet and control. Overall, I just think he is a miles better keeper than what Andre Onana is. And for now, and just to bring that feel-good factor back into Manchester United, and he would put in some confidence into that Manchester United backline as well going forward. So, yeah, I do believe that he is actually I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Of course, he's a miles better goalkeeper than Andre Onana. And yeah, at this point, if there was a chance of bringing him in and one of them left, Baindir or Onana, I would definitely take David De Gea in at the right price. 2-year contracts. Thank you, De Gea. Retire on that or whatever you want to do. Well, we bring through Vitek or Harrison. I don't know how we would actually do it, because I think United have got a plan to bring one of them goalkeepers in next season. I really do think that is the plan. I think that was the whole aim, because the goalkeeping situation was dealt with very, very quickly this summer with the players going out on loan. So I think that is something that Manchester United have got in the works. And I'll always go off what Simon Stone said from the BBC as well on this one. Both of them keepers, Vitek and Harrison, are highly thought of at Manchester United, which is why they were sent out on loan instantly with no messing this summer. One of the first deals to get done, gone. As soon as Vitek came back off loan, back out, good club at Bristol, great experience for him there. Harrison the same. They want them playing football so they can come back better goalkeepers. They're not going to feature for Manchester United, and under 21 level is just not good enough for them goalkeepers now. So good decision when you think about it from Manchester United on that there. Ruben Amorim on his feelings heading into the new season. Remember this, confidence. I know in some moments we will struggle because it's a game against Arsenal, but we are more prepared. I feel we have more players who can help us change the momentum of the game. Again, going back to what he said in that press conference while in America, we will struggle this season, but we've got better players to actually handle it going forward. So, yeah, I do think that Manchester United under Ruben Amorim this season are going to be a different kettle of fish. We do need to improve, and we do need to get some players out to bring some better players in. I'm just going to bring you the news now on what Fabrizio Romano was talking about this morning. So keep your comments coming in on David De Gea. I'm going to keep the poll running. I just want to see where we're at. We're at 86% yes at the moment on David De Gea as being taking him back at the football club. Would you take De Gea back at United? 86% so far. 1,400 votes in. I'm going to keep that rolling out just so everyone can have their say on this one. But Fabrizio Romano, interesting one this morning, everyone, regarding the situation with Manchester United's hunt for a midfielder. Now, just going to bring this in, just going to bring it up. Manchester United are informed of Morten Hjulmand's situation. He will be open to joining, but no concrete talks between clubs. Sporting does not want to lose another top player, and it will be a difficult deal. That, for me, takes Hjulmand out of the equation again. If they don't want to sell, don't even bother going there. We don't want to deal with this again. We'll end up being absolutely fleeced by Sporting, and there's no point in it. At this moment right now, I'm taking Hjulmand out. And that alone, just from Romano there, tells me exactly what Manchester United are thinking. Romano also said that Manchester United are still undecided on which midfielder to go for. He is pushing that United are going to go for a midfielder. And again, I said it last night, I still don't know which way Manchester United are going to go with this one. I've got no idea, in fact, which way Manchester United are going to go with this one. It's going to be a difficult decision to make regarding how much money Man United spend on a midfielder for this season coming, knowing that he might not feature next season because we're going back in for Carlos Baleba. And like I said, Carlos Baleba, and that post that he has deleted as well, when you look into it, I'm just gonna get it up on my screen here so look at it. So Carlos Baleba in the comments, this has now been deleted. In the comments section is a picture of him in the game yesterday that he played against Fulham for Brighton. Carlos Baleba, hashtag I'm a Baleba. 172 replies instantly on that one. Now down, as in, right, okay, the rumours and everything that's going on with him right now, you don't need to be having that sort of vibe going around at Brighton right now. So that is off social media at its finest, again, causing problems internally at football clubs. But also, on top of that, Indy came out last night with a tweet on Carlos Baleba, and he's got an actual list. I'm just going to bring it up, actually, in terms of what was actually said here. So bear with me a second on this one. So, Carlos Baleba, exclusive. This came out last night. Carlos Baleba is disappointed. Feels Brighton have overpriced him. Really wanted the Manchester United move. Now, we can just guess whether that is real or not. Has Carlos Baleba let it be known that he's disappointed? I mean, I've not watched the highlights back of the Fulham and Brighton game yet yesterday. Not a chance with it being my birthday this weekend. I've been doing a lot of other stuff, so I've not had a chance to watch it. But I watched quite a bit of the football yesterday. Some impressive performances. I'll talk about them again, like I said. Straight after this show, we're on to football talks, everybody. So do stay around and join us. Double show this morning on match day. But Carlos Baleba unhappy. Well, yeah, we know that he wanted this move. We know that he wanted the Manchester United move. And the fact that he feels like he's been overpriced this season now, I think he'll have a lot more. I think he'll have a lot more bargaining room with Brighton when we finish this season. And Carlos Baleba will be sold by Brighton this coming summer. So, again, it just depends if his performances stay at a certain level. Has this actually got into his head? Is this going to affect him going into this season? I don't know. I think he's quality enough to actually get past this and still perform at the highest level like he has been doing. But you've got to look at it and you've got to say it's probably not helped the mood at the start of the season. Everything will just blow over eventually. He'll be all right. He'll go back to playing well. But the fact that he's upset, I think, or annoyed, disappointed, whatever you want to say, that tells us that there is a big decision for Manchester United to make, because any money spent this summer now on a midfielder could come out of what Manchester United would want to spend next summer. He is okay to come to Manchester United with no European football. If United have a shocking season this season again and don't get European football, like we said, there's reports coming out that Manchester United secretly are aiming for a top 6 finish this season. I think everyone would accept that as not a bad season turned around after what happened last season. I think we should be aiming higher, personally. But if we don't get European football, do we need as much money as we possibly can to go in for Carlos Baleba? And this is going to, I think, really affect Manchester United's decision on if we do buy any midfielder this summer. But on what Romano said there, I think this all leads into that. Morten Hjulmand, Sporting don't want to sell and it will be a difficult deal. Where have we heard that before? Carlos Baleba, stupid amounts of money. Sporting would charge Manchester United over 70 million for Hjulmand. No, thank you. Simple as that. That isn't worth that much investment. If you can get a Hjulmand in for a 40 million sort of price, fair enough. I think that's his market value. I think that's a good deal for United. Again, though, I said it last night. Is he better than what we've got? Is he better than Agate right now? Is the question. Because, yeah, you can argue about Agate, but at least he's got a year under his belt in the Premier League, and he's ready to now probably improve on top of that, or not. Because I think Agate will be gone next summer if he doesn't improve this season. I really do. I think he falls under the Omar Barada bracket of 2 years in, show some improvement, or you're out the door. I could see United actively moving on 4 midfielders next summer. Collier, Agate, Casemiro, and if Bruno decides to lead, he could be the other one. I do think Manchester United are in the market for just midfielders now. I think that's the main priority, and there are several of them. So, does Hjulmand come in as part of a cover for all of them midfielders leaving next summer? Ugarte has to have an absolute stormer this season and really nail down that position. If it's chopping and changing in between him and Casemiro, I can see him getting his marching orders next summer. Harsh, I know, I like Ugarte, but I could see that happening. But for this season alone, what we need right now, Manchester United, I feel, and you know what, don't forget about this, because Ugarte is a player that Ineos bought. They invested a lot of time and money into Manuel Ugarte last summer. So this is a big moment for them. This could be the first of their players that they have bought while being in charge that comes under the spotlight. Because everything else right now, they're getting away with a little bit because we didn't buy that player. That was done before. So that mess, that's not our fault. We're just trying to deal with the circumstances. Well, you spent 50 plus million on Manuel Ugarte, and the decision is going to be made this summer about his future. He has to have a good season. So do they trust in what they've bought in Manuel Ugarte for this season and what they've got there? If Ruben wants another midfielder, then again, although saying that, this was a player that was bought under Erik ten Hag as well. But remember, and I'm going to back Ten Hag on this one, which is going to surprise you all, Ineos pushed Manuel Ugarte, and the structure pushed Manuel Ugarte onto Erik ten Hag. He didn't want him. So again, like, where are they at with it? Do they want to keep face in keeping Ugarte in because he's their man? Big decision. Are they going to stick to their principles and do what they have said they're going to do and not let players rot and just completely fall away having spent money on them? Are they going to move them on quickly and make sharp, decisive decisions going forward? If someone comes in, I think it's the end of Ugarte. That's what I think. I do. And you could say, look, it could be Manuel Ugarte and another this season. It could be planning ahead. Ugarte stays and Bruno and Casemiro go next summer. There's all sorts of different situations that could come about, but at the moment, again, it comes down to this season alone. Are any of these midfielders better than Ugarte? That should be that's your benchmark. That right there, Ugarte, is where you need to be. Are they above him or not? Because if they're not, what's the bleeding point in buying him? And that's what I said yesterday. I think Hjulmand is there with him right now because he's not proven. You could say he played better than Ugarte last season, but he did it in the Portuguese league. And no disrespect to the league again, we know this with other players that are coming in. When you step up to the Premier League, it's a bit of a shock. And yes, he might get better in the Premier League in time, but Ruben Amorim has not got time. He needs ready-made players to come in and smash the ground running. Otherwise, I just don't see how Manchester United or why Manchester United would get the players in. And Romano saying Hjulmand is a tough transfer to make. There's one off the list straight away, because we're not spending over 60 million on Martin Hjulmand. That for me would be a waste of time, because that's money that is probably guaranteed in Manchester United's bank account now that could go towards the future of this football club next season, which is Carlos Baleba. Let's get in some comments on this one right now. If it's a difficult decision, it's going to cost quite a bit of money. Are you turning away from Martin Hjulmand, everybody? Get into the comments section and let me know where you're at with this one as well, please. Thank you again, everyone who's wishing me happy birthday. I can see loads of them coming through. Too many to actually answer straight to directly. But thank you, brilliant. Loads of comments I've had and loads of private messages as well for many people today. All I care about is 3 points. That is it. That is it. Right. Ocon 007 says, I admire your hard work, Adam, even though I support Liverpool. Good luck. 3 points is a must. Just a small donation. Go and get yourself a shandy, my friend. Happy birthday. Thank you for that, mate. Got Liverpool fans wishing me happy birthday. I must have said something nice about Liverpool. It's like, yeah, I'll talk about them when I get to when I get to football talks in a little bit later. I predict United will be 11th, but if we sign back De Gea, I will put them 9th. Oh God, mate! Thanks for the super chat, mate. But you really depressed me with that one. No, United need to be a lot higher than that. Happy birthday, Adam! You legend, says Real. Thank you very much, mate. I love that one as well. Thank you for all of the happy birthday wishes. Right, we haven't played a game yet this season. The target right now should be to win the league, not finish 6th. Yeah, aim for the top and see how far behind you come. That's what I always say. Aim as high as you can. Gomez 20 million, a little risk, a big upside, and keeps most of the kitty available for Baleba in January or July. I did talk about a Gomez last night, actually. And I was talking about him actually having a few loan spells in his career. Could United sneak in a loan for someone like Agome there? Like that's risk-free. And at that point, you're looking at someone who's coming in who's a master of that position, but the quality of him you can debate, but you're not dipping into the finances too much. And that is something that I think Manchester United have probably been discussing as well. Like, do we get someone that isn't going to cost a lot because we're going to spend a fortune next summer, or do we go out for someone we know is going to be at the club? Like, for instance, if United went out and got Edison from Atalanta, a lot of people are saying, oh, I would take Edison and Baleba next season all day long. I would. I think the energy in Manchester United's midfield there and the power and strength would be a force to be reckoned with. But again, it's how much it is, I think, for United, and clubs know that United need players. The Edison one's a weird one. We've not heard enough about Edison for me to convince me that this is actually happening. So, again, let's see if anything does come up news-wise on Edison to Manchester United again. We know the club is interested, and we know the situation. We are aware of it, so let's just see. Let's get a few more comments in. Another super chat in there from Kevin. Over from Ireland, sitting on the Salford Quays with my morning coffee with a view of Old Trafford. 3-1 today. I feel it. Come on, United. Up the effing Reds. He says, yeah, I love that, Kev. Go for it, mates. Enjoy your coffee. I've been at that view there. It's a great view. It's going to be completely different when that new stadium comes along as well. Does the idea of Prem proven only get disproved consistently by other clubs? Look at Reinders, Shirke, Akatike, etc. Again, yes, good point to make, Patrick, but players coming in to a Prem proven team already. United, mismatch all over the place. United are trying to get to that point where Liverpool and City are, so then you can bring players in from overseas that are going to integrate easier because you've got a settled side. United are all over the place. So right now we're trying to fill our team with Prem-proven players to just climb a bit more. I think that priority is right. I think United do need players that are experienced in the Premier League. We don't do it enough. And right now, City have got abundance of them. So too have Liverpool at the highest level, competing in the Premier League year on year. So bringing in the odd one or two players from overseas for them clubs is a lot easier than it is for Manchester United. That's how I would answer that question, mate. It's a good point because they have. But what system do we know? Does everybody know how Slot plays? Yes. Does everyone know how Pep plays? Yes. Are they good teams in the league? Yes, they are. And so can you cherry pick certain players from overseas that have got certain qualities to fit that system? Yes, you can. What have United got? An unproven Ruben Amorim system with players with no characteristics or guts or guile to actually get through the negativity factor at Manchester United or the rough times. So we're trying to build, I think, characters within Manchester United more than anything. And right now we're at the start of trying to catch up to what them clubs are doing. So I just don't see United being able to bring in players and risk that, especially for a lot of money. You could argue that we've just done that with Benjamin Sesko. I get that, but I think having the likes of Mbeumo, Bruno and Cunha around him, I think take the pressure off Sesko. By the way, like Sesko has massively impressed everybody at Manchester United with his work ethic to a point where Ruben Amorim is just telling him to calm down a little bit and try and enjoy his time at Manchester United. First into training, last out of training. Extra sessions, extra recovery sessions, making sure he is prime. He is taking the Cristiano Ronaldo scrapbook of how to be the ultimate professional footballer, and he's doing it himself, it would seem. But everybody has been absolutely blown away by his work ethic and how much his determination and how much he wants this to happen at Manchester United for him. And I think that's a good sign for us all to look into as well. We have got real quality in Manchester United, and I think this season will be. We're not near the big guns. We probably are going to come up short if we don't buy anyone else in, but we are going to be better. And you know what? It might actually work for us. You might just get that little bit of luck that you need in a season as well. I do think that Manchester United will be playing a lot better brand of football this season. Colin says, if we are serious about getting back to lifting Premier League titles, then leave De Gea where he is and go and get the best that's out there. If you can afford him. That's what I say. Digital Sports says, I'm feeling confident. Adam, Manchester United are stunning Arsenal with a 2-1 victory. Cunha to score up in front of the Old Trafford crowd. I hope so, mate. I could do with one of the debutants actually scoring today. That would be a great sort of advertisement for the Monday papers. I don't want to be reading morning Monday headlines and the doom and gloom factor of Manchester United is back in there again. By the way, everybody, we are 35 subscribers away from 97,000. Just 35. If you haven't already and you're loving the content, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button as well, everybody, as well. Get them likes up if you're loving it. And more importantly, get your comments in as well, please. A says, Belabor, just a kid. Imagine if your employer stopped you making your dream move because they wanted a sum of money for you that you had no control over. All players should have buyout clauses, in my opinion. But then again, they have invested their time and recruitment and giving him the opportunity. I think there is, I understand it. I think maybe into a certain point of their contract, it becomes easier to sign the player, or there is the release clause that kicks in. Look, it'll be 3 years in after this season finishes, so maybe then that's the realistic look on it. I think that's the way that a lot of clubs would see. I think deals like this, like they have spent the effort in getting him into the football club. They want a certain amount of time back from him, and I think they're going to get it. I think they'll get it this season, and I think he will be sold. I think he'll definitely be sold in the summer. I just hope that Manchester United are in a position good enough to actually say to him, look, come on, come to Manchester United. We've got Europa League football at least. We're going to go and win the Europa League. We're going to challenge for the top 4, and that's what Manchester United target should be for the 26-27 season. This season, get into the top 6 and get a trophy, a League Cup or an FA Cup, and I think most Man United fans would say that's okay from where we was last season. The brand of football needs to be 20 times better as well, though. I think a lot of United fans want to see something different. Matthew James, welcome to the Members Club, my friend. I love that. Really appreciate it. 6 new members on the show this morning, everyone. Brilliant. Love it. United 99 says United will shock everyone this season, even the pundits. Maybe this season we escape the scrutiny from them also. Not a chance. They're going to love it and jump on any negative that they possibly can, mate, I'm afraid. But we're used to it. We're not bothered, are we? United against the world, as it always has been. It's good to have that feeling back again, because everyone is trying to play Man United down right now, and I love that. It just means that we're actually making the right moves for a change. We've just got a lot more moves to make yet to convince anybody that we are going to be back up there challenging again. But the pundits that are saying I don't see United anywhere near the top 8, disagree with that. I disagree with that. Them idiots, and I'll call them idiots because they're not looked into the season as it is, are forgetting about no European football for United and squad depth for the others. Like, there's no way that United, for me, alone this season, finish below Spurs. I don't. And I'm listening to Spurs fans saying that they expect to finish top 6 and win a trophy this season. That's their aim. Oh, God. Mr. D says De Gea is better than the available. Get Royal Antwerp keeper Youngblood and groom him. Costa, the Portuguese, is a good option too. Leave Gigi Donnarumma, expensive salary, etc. plus discipline. I think Manchester United, I said it before, I think we're looking to promote our own goalkeepers. I think that's what we're looking to do. I think it'll be Harrison and Vitek that might step up next season. I think that's where we're at. Okay, let's get moving on, actually. Whoa, how did the time get to that? Sorry, everyone. Loving the comments. Keep them coming in, everyone. Rasmus Højlund, Jadon Sancho. Where are we at? More updates on Jadon Sancho on top of what we spoke about last night is that Roma are actually confident. Sky Italy are saying that they're confident that they can still make a deal happen, even though Jadon Sancho has rejected their first offer. As we reported the last 2 days, Jadon Sancho has to obviously agree to the terms for this deal to happen. Manchester United have already agreed to the offer from Roma. They're happy with the transfer to go ahead, but Jadon has to obviously agree to the transfer through the wage structure that's on offer from Roma already. We said last night, is he waiting for Juventus? Now, obviously, Juventus are about to sell Douglas Luiz to Nottingham Forest. Could that free up the funds that they need to actually buy Jadon Sancho? There is a deal on the table from them that has already been agreed by Jadon Sancho. Can Roma match that? They are desperately trying to get this deal wrapped up before Juventus come back in, but Sancho is holding out. So it's up to him which way he goes right now. But the fact that we've got the bad news that we haven't got Jadon Sancho accepting the Roma deal, that could change and we could now get a little bit of a bidding war in place between Roma and Juve. Dortmund are out of it and the Turkish clubs are way down the line, a last resort if nothing happens from Italy. But right now it looks for me, I do expect Roma to try and go all in and get Sancho. But I think Juventus are going to come back in. By the way, Roma have had a loan bid rejected by Villa for Leon Bailey. Villa need to make signings. They're in desperate need of money right now. They're in a right state right now with where they're at from what they was last season, Aston Villa. And they didn't impress yesterday against Newcastle either. I watched that game. That wasn't that good for them. And they look a bit toothless, but they're having to sell. So the fact that Roma's offer for Manchester United, Sancho, has been accepted by us is good news. The fact that they haven't accepted, Villa haven't accepted Leon Bailey, just pushes them towards getting Sancho done more, I feel. In a point where it's like they want both of them players. They've made it clear they want both. Romano has reported Leon Bailey and Jadon Sancho, top of the shopping list for Roma right now. But if Leon Bailey is tough for them to get, maybe they go all in on Sancho because United have already agreed this deal. The loan obligation is already in place. It's just Sancho's wages. So this one, as bad as it may look that he's not agreeing to the personal terms right now, I think this is now starting to gather momentum. We are expecting an update on Garnacho this week as well. And this is where it starts to hit home. Everyone playing football. The pictures, the highlights. You've got Sancho sat there doing jack. Same with Garnacho, Antony and Malacia. This is what I think Manchester United were hoping was going to start to trigger these players to start making moves and make things move along. I actually think that this is also the case for Rasmus Højlund as well. Now, I was going to do a show this morning on Rasmus Højlund being left out of the squad, but this is crunch time for Rasmus. If he's been left out of the matchday squad today, or if he doesn't get on again, like, there is rumours coming out that, and Nicola Shearer said it last night, that Rasmus Højlund still wants to fight for his place at Manchester United. He's not convinced. He's not going to get it. United are making it clear that he's not going to get in the side. So I think that was sort of like far-fetched in terms of that report from Italy. But they are also saying as well that Rasmus Højlund wants this move. And at the moment, there is an agreement in place which looks like a loan with a loan fee from AC Milan. And Rasmus is open to this as well. A loan with loan fee. So about 5 million euros for Manchester United for Rasmus Højlund. All of his wages paid. That's not a problem for AC Milan. And then an option to buy. Rasmus himself, apparently, according to the reports, and these are coming from Italy also, he wants that loan to be an obligation. He wants commitment. I think at this point, and like I just said, like players now being forced into making things happen for themselves, sat on the sideline with no football. It's painful for any footballer. We can call them mercenaries, we can call them overprivileged ponces, whatever you want to call them, money grabbers. But at the end of the day, they are still human beings. They are still footballers, and their day-to-day, and all they know is playing football. It will be having an effect on them this weekend. And this is what I think United were hoping for. One more omission from the matchday squad from Rasmus Højlund today, I think pushes Manchester United, pushes Rasmus Højlund into saying, let's get this deal done. But he actually, I think, has already said it, because these reports are saying that he doesn't want a loan to come back to United. If he goes this summer, he's gone. That's what Rasmus is saying. If he's gone, he's out of here. He's not coming back. There's no option for this loan. I don't want to have to come back to Manchester United. This is a big turn and a big moment for Rasmus Højlund. Let's not forget. This is him saying goodbye to his dream club. He doesn't want to leave United. He wants to fight for his place. But the club have told him, you're not wanted. We know this now for certain. It's been made clear to him. He needs to find the club. And I think him being left out today will be big. Even if he's on the bench and he doesn't get on, I think he's going to know that he's not going to get onto the bench, onto the pitch. Obviously, Bruno, Cunha, Mbeumo and Sesko, I think, are all ahead of him in the striker department right now. I think Ruben would rather bring on somebody else and change shape a little bit. For instance, if Sesko doesn't have a great game today, instead of bringing Rasmus on, I think he pushes Cunha up front, pushes Bruno into 10, and then brings on another midfielder like Kobbie Mainoo into the number 8 role or something like that, rather than bring on a like-for-like sub. I think that's what Ruben will do with Rasmus Højlund. I'm seeing signs here that Rasmus has accepted this now. He's accepted his fate. He isn't going to be a United player. And if he is moving, he wants it gone and done, and he's out of there completely. And you know what? If you love Manchester United, you've been a boyhood supporter all your life, you don't want to be being teased and tempted back in pre-season after a season's finished, coming back from a loan, getting a taste for it again. I think this is actually really sensible from Rasmus Højlund. And credit to him, in fact. If this is the case from these reports and what they're saying, that he wants this to be a permanent move and not just a loan, then I've got to give him credit for that, because that's him making a decision that is taking him away from what he knows is coming, which is that horrible temptation of coming back, getting a taste, and then being sent out again. I don't think he wants to be used as that man, that journeyman type of player. And I get it. I totally get it, because that's what he'll be. He'll be jumping around from club to club, and it'll be crap for him. I do feel sorry for him. I do. And it's like the chat says there as well. Zirkzee is ahead of Rasmus. He probably is. The fact that Ruben rushed Zirkzee back last season to get into that final tells you that he desperately wants Rasmus Højlund out of his football club. And if he's gone, then Manchester United, obviously, have got room to play around in the market again in this last couple of weeks of the window. I think this week is a very, very big week for Manchester United's bomb squad. I really do. I think it's a massive week, because them so-called labelled players, the 5 that United want out, as well as Rasmus Højlund, will start to push, and I think their agents will start to get into gear, because if they're not playing, then they're losing value, and their agents are losing money as well at the same time. And now we will see. Can United get above 40 million for Garnacho? And can we make AC Milan's deal with Rasmus Højlund a permanent one? The report on Rasmus quickly as well, for an obligation one, would be, I think it's a 5 million loan fee for United, and then potentially 30 million obligation next season. Pounds, that is. So United recouping about 35 million. And that next summer probably would break about even for Manchester United for Rasmus Højlund. So, again, sad story. Potential not fulfilled. Not a chance. Bad environment. Circumstances didn't help him. But big decisions needed to be made. Big decisions needed to be made this season for Manchester United. We all knew it. We all knew going into the season that there was some big calls. And United do look like they're about to make them calls as well. So, yeah, I'm all for it. And I think it's the right decision for United to go with it. But, hey, let's see if United can get it over the line. That makes it work for them as well as Rasmus Højlund. Because anything that's loan right now with options, you're still never confident. Because Rashford didn't have time to impress in his debut for Barcelona last night. Hansi Flick not happy with Barcelona's performance. I was against 9 men in the second half and didn't really manage to actually get anything more out of the game. Really disappointed. Not blaming Rashford in particular. He didn't really have chance to make his impact. But again, you're hoping that these players can do a job. Like, I want all of Man United's loanees to succeed, including Rasmus, including Rashford. Like, I want them to do well so we can sell them on in the future. Their futures don't lie at United, and I think them doing well elsewhere just gives us that better opportunity to actually get them gone and invest elsewhere. It's best for all parties, I feel. London, thank you for that gifted membership. Brett Go has taken that one. Thank you, Brett. Cheers for all of the birthday wishes in the comments. I can still see them coming in. Matt40 says, it's not really selfish that they don't want to leave. They were given healthy employment contracts and that they are looking out for their financial futures. Players are just employees and it's a business. They're not just employees though, are they? You can't say that because it's a lot more in being a footballer. You're representing. And when you're representing Manchester United, it's a completely different world. He's still young. He's still got a future in the game. And I think he's making sensible decisions. I really do. He knows that his future at Manchester United is over. I think that's been made clear. And what does he want to do? Does he want to ruin the rest of his career by trying to hang on and make it difficult for United to sell him on? He's not going to fit in this team. And I think this is the right call for him. And it's the right call for everyone else. Garnacho is going to be an interesting one. I think that one this week is one to keep an eye on. Expecting a Romano update this week on that. And I think tomorrow morning's show, for instance, this time tomorrow, I think it's going to be really interesting to see exactly what happens and what news comes out, because always the same, after the first game of the season, you're either good, you're either bad, you're in between, and then all of the speculation starts then, because all anyone wants to talk about is transfers, and it's a full week of heavy transfers that are going to happen this week with lots of clubs. And like Romano says, United are still not decided on who their midfield choice is going to be, if any. Going back to our top story again there, pretty much. But, yeah, get your comments into the comment section, everybody. Talk to me. Let me know. Would you take David De Gea back at Manchester United? That is the big question I want to leave you with today, everyone. Would you take him back at United? That's the one. United uncertain about the midfield situation. Big week for the likes of Rasmus Højlund, Jadon Sancho and Alejandro Garnacho in leaving Manchester United. I'll keep you up to date with all of that as the days go by. But now it's match day. It is. I might be back later on with some more content talking about the game in particular. We're going to go through that. But yeah, that is it for this morning, everyone. We're going to head over now to Football Talks and talk about the Premier League starting and all of the other transfer news. So if you want to continue the football chat on this match day, then please do join us over there on Football Talks in just a moment's time. By the way, everybody, today the specials are in action on Match Bingo, everybody. Our match day sponsor kicks right into gear today. It is finally back. Normal football is here, and Match Bingo have got us covered. All you need to do is go into the description and click on the Match Bingo link. The QR code will pop up on your screen in a moment. Also, the mods will drop the link into the chat for you as well. Click on that, download the app, then deposit £5 into your account after you've created your account. Dead easy, simple. That will then be doubled as a new customer to £10 by Match Bingo instantly. It's only £2 to play a game on this one. We have games running every single day, historical games, historical weekends. You can just play them if you want, but if you've got a specific Manchester United game, and I am going to be playing along with this one today myself, Arsenal against Manchester United, Match Bingo, all you need to do is pick your card, which is Manchester United versus Arsenal today. You'll get 15 match events on that card, from throw-ins, offsides, goals, crossbars, substitutions. If you get 5 match events in a row, instant 25 quid win. 25 quid win. Again, if you get another line. If you get all 15, jackpot. Up to 300 quid. That's what you could win today. And many people already have done in our FUTV community already. You are missing out if you are not on this game. Trust me. Dead easy to play. They pick the match events for you. All you got to do is pick how many cards you want. And it's like playing bingo while watching football. Except instead of some crazy guy reading out numbers, it's things happening in the game and them being ticked off as they happen. Totally different to anything else out there. Trust me, you will love it. It is a great game, and thanks again to Match Bingo. The QR code is on your screen now, so scan that or hit that link in the description. I have also pinned it up in the description as well, everybody, for you, and in the live chat also. I'm going to end the poll on David De Gea there as well. 85% of you would take David De Gea back at Manchester United. Wow, over 3,000 votes on that one. And that is our show done. Thank you, everybody. I'll be over on Football Talks in just a moment. I really hope that you join us there, because we've got loads to talk about from this weekend and loads of transfer stuff as well. Cheers, everybody. I'll see you all over there in just